So today I'm going to be making a video on the NBA predictions for the 2023 to 24 season. Now I'm doing this right at the halftime of the Lakers Nuggets game. Nuggets winning by 9. They kind of choked in the second half, but yeah, both teams are doing solid. They've had cold streaks and hot streaks. Let's get into it. First, we have by 15 to 11 from the West. I have the Utah Jazz. It's a little bit shocking because a lot of people have Jazz like 12th, 11th, but I feel like Jazz marketed is good, but I feel like they might tank out later. Maybe. They really need a point guard as well. Next, we have the Portland Trailblazers at 14th, which is pretty good, but I feel like they're a pretty solid young team. Scoot, Anthony, and Aiden. A lot of really good talent there, so they will be 14th. And I feel like all of the teams in the West can make the play-in. Yeah. Next, we have the Spurs. I just have them here because Wembanyama looked really good in the preseason, as well as they have some other solid players like Vassell, Sohan, Keldon Johnson. Rockets, I feel like their signings were underrated. Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks will bring them some wins, along with the Ahmed Thompson and Jalen Green probably jumping up. Jabari Smith and Şengün also. They have a really solid young core. Then finally, this is really controversial. The Dallas Mavericks at 11th because of Luka Doncic is right now having a calf injury. He's questionable, so he probably won't miss much games. But besides that, I feel like they only have two really good offensive options. The rest of them aren't really good. So if Luka or Kyrie gets injured, especially if Luka gets injured, it's going to be really hard for the Mavericks to win games. Now, this is a really hard choice. I couldn't choose between these teams who will make the play-in or not. So, yeah, my choice is probably wrong. Yeah. This for the East. We have the Wizards, 15th. Pistons, 14th, because they have a solid team. Wizards, 15th, because I feel like Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, pretty good scorers, but they don't really have much. They're still rebuilding. Same with the Pistons, they're rebuilding. Hornets, because Hornets are 13th, because they are a team that might be solid. They might make the play-in because LaMelo Ball led them to the play-in 2 times. They got Miles Bridges back. So, yeah. Magic 12th. Now, a lot of people have Magic making the play-in, but not yet. Maybe one more season because they have a really solid team, though. Their team is Paolo, Franz Wagner. They're going to make the playoffs soon. I just don't think in this stacked East they will make it. Finally, I have the Brooklyn Nets at 11th because Mikal Bridges last year, he showed he could be the first option, but they didn't win too many games. And although they do have Ben Simmons and other really good role players, I feel like they have not enough to make the play-in yet. Now let's go to the play-in. OKC at 9th place. Now this is a little bit shocking because a lot of people have OKC high on their list from their jump. But I feel like Shea, Giddey, Holmgren, they're still pretty young. Especially Holmgren. He's only in his first season. So 9th, it might be too low for them, but the West is so hard to predict now. Pelicans at 10th because Zion, Brandon Ingram, injury issues. They already have Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado, and Najee Marshall injured for a while. So 3 really solid role players for them. So yeah. Then 7th, Grizzlies, because they just lost Steven Adams for the rest of the year. Brandon Clark will be gone. Ja Morant, first 25 games is gone. It's going to be really hard for the Grizzlies to stay afloat without Steven Adams, who's their best rebounder. Jaren Jackson has shown in the FIBA World Cup. He's a really good player, but I don't know if he can play center. And then Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose fitting in. Without Ja, it's just a little bit hard. They were really good with Ja, but that was 2 years ago. Last year they were alright with Ja, around 500, but that's because they had Tyus Jones, who was one of the best point guards, backup point guards. But now they have Marcus Smart, so Desmond Bane has to step up a lot, and their other role players. Then eighth, I have the Timberwolves, just because I know they could be better, but Cat has some injury issues, and Anthony Edwards will be good, but Rudy Gobert is kind of getting older now, so I don't know, but they have a really solid group. Then for the East, I have the Raptors at ninth because they are, solid. But I feel like maybe they might trade some of their players away, as Siakam, Barnes, and Anunoby. They didn't make too many upgrades. They lost Fred VanVleet, but got Dennis Schroeder, who's a little bit worse than him. So I feel like Raptors are around the same as last year. Pacers 10th. Pacers have a really solid group. They just brought in Bruce Brown and Obi Toppin, Jarris Walker as well as a rookie. Tyrese Halliburton is making a jump. I feel like they're going to be a really good team and can be higher than 10th. Maybe even higher than the Raptors, though. But, they're going to be one of the probably the most improved team in the East, Thunder, West. So, yeah. Hawks 7. Hawks look pretty good. They have Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. They just got Onyeka Okongwu back in an extension, and they have a really solid team. I feel like they can make play-in with that. And then the Bulls 8th. DeMar, Zach, and Vucevic are still a pretty good team, solid team. There's still 3 high-level players. And then their depth is pretty good as well. They got Patrick Williams, Kobe White. I feel like they're going to make the play-in. Now, I have the Pelicans winning the Thunder in the play-in. Now, this is a little bit surprising, but last year they played in the play-in and the Thunder won. However, the Pelicans didn't have Zion, and although Chet Holmgren is a really good defender, I don't think he'll be able to guard Zion. Zion is just too imposing for Chet. Now, Chet can block some shots from Zion, but I feel like Zion will still body him a decent amount. And Zion, I feel like Zion healthy, very underrated now. He's an all-NBA player. Next, I got the Grizzlies winning the Timberwolves in the other playing game. The Grizzlies will get Ja back at that time, possibly Brandon Clark too. And I feel like they'll win because they've had a really good seeding in the regular season before, and have beaten the Timberwolves before in the playoffs too. Next, I have the Pacers winning the Raptors because Tyrese, I feel like, will be balling. They have a lot of lob threats, and Raptors, I don't know, they're just they might trade their players, so I have the Pacers winning the Raptors. Then, for the other one, I have the Pelicans winning. My bad, it's not the Pacers. Before it was the Pelicans versus Timberwolves. I have the Pelicans winning because Zion is just really good. I feel like they were the number 1 seed with Zion, so I think they'll win. Now here is the Pacers winning, and the Hawks will win. The Bulls for the play-in because Trae Young has been cooking, so I feel like they could win. They beat the Heat in the play-in too. Then I have the Bulls and the Pacers, which I have the Bulls winning because of their experience, and Pacers are a little bit inexperienced. They're pretty young, but they'll be really good in the next few years. Next, I have the Denver Nuggets first seed, defending championship. They're really good. Phoenix Suns second. The big 3, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant is insane. Third seed, I got the Los Angeles Lakers because of their newly acquired players who look really good. And their team just looks pretty good with AD and LeBron in them. Fourth seed, I got the Golden State Warriors. They're still a pretty good team. You know, they got Stephen Curry, who has not looked like he has any signs of regressing. And let's see, Chris Paul maybe do some good stuff. Clippers fifth. This might be shocking, but this year they're taking the regular season seriously. Kawhi and Paul George is still a really good team. Possibly adding James Harden also affects this. So yeah. Then we have 6. I have the Kings, who drop a little bit, but I feel like the Kings are still going to be with the best offense in the league, one of the best at least. And the problem is just their defense is a little bit bad, so yeah. Then at the Milwaukee Bucks, being the first seed, Damian Lillard, you know, and Giannis, crazy duos. Boston second. It was hard for Bucks Boston, but at the Celtics winning the second seed, being the second seed, I mean, because they have a crazy top 6. Cavs third seed because they were really good in the season last year. They got the 4th seed, and I feel like the Sixers will drop, so they'll be third seed. Sixers 4th because Joel Embiid was still really good with the team without Ben Simmons. They still got the 4th seed with a little bit of help of James Harden in the second half, but before that, they had no Ben Simmons. It was just Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. They were pretty good still. So I have the 4th. 5th, Miami. Now, people say, like, oh, their regular season is bad, but 2 years ago, they were the 1st seed, so I believe they still do well in the regular season. 6th seed, I have the Knicks. The Knicks were really good last year, so I believe they will build off the momentum from last year to this year, and, I mean, they look like a pretty good team. All right, let's go to the playoffs. So I have the Nuggets. I have the Clippers winning the Warriors in the first round. That is a little bit surprising, but I feel like the Clippers got enough defense to combat Warriors offense. And the Warriors, like, I don't know, man. This might be the end of the dynasty, but it's a 7-game series. I feel like Clippers in 7, but of course the Warriors could also win. At the Nuggets winning the Pelicans in 6. Pelicans defense, I don't know who will guard Jokic. I mean, Zion is imposing too, but like Jokic is gonna dominate them. Then we have the Phoenix Suns winning the Grizzlies in a 6-game series. Phoenix firepower is probably too much for the Grizzlies defense. I don't know who will guard KD, Book, and Beal at the same time, so it will be hard for them to guard them. And Suns have pretty good defensive role players. Lakers winning Kings in the 7 games. I see Anthony Davis being a big problem for the Kings, as like the Kings couldn't really even guard like the centers from the Warriors, so I feel like it's gonna be hard. And the Warriors help lock up Sabonis. I feel like AD will too. I have the Bucks winning the Bulls in 5 games because I mean Dame and Giannis, who will guard them from the Bulls? Alex Caruso is a good option, but I don't know who will guard Giannis. Patrick Williams did before, but I feel like the Bucks are just dominating. I have the Heat winning the Sixers because the Heat have shown to know how to lock up Joel Embiid with Bam Adebayo, as well as them probably not having James Harden anymore, and their team probably getting worse. So I have the Heat winning. Then I have the Celtics winning the Hawks in 6. Last year they won the Hawks in 6. This year no different. They improved a ton. Jrue Holiday can guard Trae Young now. It's gonna be crazy. Cavaliers winning the Knicks in 7. Last year, the Cavs lost, which was surprising. I'll pick the Cavs to win because they probably improve and have the hunger to win the Knicks. Next, we have the Phoenix Suns winning the Los Angeles Lakers in 7 games. This will be an intense series. Both teams are really good offense, really good, somewhat good defense for the Suns, really good defense for the Lakers, but I feel like the Suns' firepower is going to be insane. I have the Nuggets winning uh the Clippers because the Nuggets are a really good team, and I don't know who's stopping Jokic. I have the Bucks winning the I have the Bucks winning the Heat in 6. Heat won the Bucks last year, but that was because Giannis is out a little. Now they have Damian Lillard for offense instead of Jrue Holiday. Celtics winning the Cavs in a solid 6-7 series. I mean, Cavs are probably have the best starting 5 in the league besides the Celtics. It will be a really good offensive matchup. Defensively, however, both of them are really good as well, except their guard defense for the Cavs. So, Jaylen Brown and Jrue Holiday could step up. I have the Phoenix Suns winning the Nuggets. Now, this is really shocking, but hear me out. The Phoenix Suns have a ton of really good offensive players. I feel like they will win the Nuggets in 7 games from their offense. I have the Bucks winning the Celtics in 7. This is going to be the hardest matchup, crazy matchup, but the Bucks will win because of Damian Lillard. I feel like really good playoff riser sometimes, and Giannis, I don't know. They did show they could stop Giannis, but the Bucks took the Celtics to 7 games without Chris Middleton. Now they have Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez, and their depth is alright, but like both teams' depth are alright. You know, not that good, not that bad. So yeah, I have the Bucks winning the Suns in the finals because I don't know who's guarding Giannis, Dame. But yeah, that's basically it. Bucks championship for me. Thank you guys for watching. We're out.